Let's take a look at Quant-My-Way demo, batch at a glance review by exception. So in this demo, I'm going to show you batch at a glance, which really works for people who like numbers and tables. And there is the vanilla simplified ribbon. I will show you that usage along with the customization of the toolbar and the context menus. Basically, new batch adding the samples, applying the Altivo method, which defines not just the analysis, but the report that's used. I'm going to, in this analysis step, zero peak out those below the sample amount outlier, only the reporting results, and then I'll generate a report. So for the demo, I'm not going to do it from the desktop deployed icon. I'm going to do it right here from Quant-My-Way. So if I go over to the root, I can fire up that flavor as a test. And what I'm going to do is create a new batch, give it a name here, Quant-My-Way batch at a glance review by exception. I'm going to add the samples. Next, I'm going to open the method, and I'm going to open and apply it from an existing file. So I've got the Altivo method already defined, which is what I expect my analyst to use. And that is going to contain, as I said, not just the analysis method, but also will define the report that I expect the analyst to use. All right, start up Analyze, which will use that Altivo method, which has the sample amount defined for every compound. There's about 250 plus compounds. You can see the scroll bar goes for a while. I've determined that the cals and the blanks are good. I'm just going to look at the two samples that are part of this batch here. And there are the two samples. And if I scroll across these results, I can see that I've got determinations. Some of them are below the sample amount, as you can see. So I'm going to zero peak here. You notice how that zeroes out anything below the sample amount. I do have some hits in here, which I found. And there I can see I've got a couple of hits here. That's what I want to concentrate on inspecting before I report those results. A useful variation in review by exception is if I have relationships between, let's say, two compounds, maybe there's an interference or behavior that I want to check, I can break those into compound groups. So let me add on the toolbar, I'll add the filtering, which gives me access to compound groups. This batch is broken up to these submixes. And I'll go for submix 4 and just see that set in isolation that I want to check. And you can see here, those are a set, and I can observe that I'm satisfied with those results before submitting those as positives. So after I've inspected these positives, and you can see there's a couple more hits here, I am going to reanalyze the batch, as I might have decided to manually integrate those, and I'll get on with the final step, which is generating a report. The report will only show the positives. So here I go with Generate Report, ask me to save the batch. So I do, and this will launch the report from the unified method, which defines the report associated with the Altivo method that I loaded, and that will generate a report that shows me those two samples right here, those two samples. Now they're replicates, so I see basically the same results in each one of them, but these are all the positives for each one of these samples. And if I'm interested in just reporting the positives, this shows you review by exception using an outlier as a filtering mechanism. Thanks for your attention.